Welcome to Learn It, a series of digital scrapbooking tutorials by Studio Wendy at Scrapbook Graphics. Today I want to show you this amazing new set of actions and scripts by Anna Forrest Designs at Pickleberry Pop. It is called the Album Builder and it is part of July's DigiFiles over at the Daily Digi. Now when you open up your download, you're going to find two parts to this set. The first part is the Album Builder itself. And if you open that folder here, you'll see it comes with actions, and you'll need to install the correct actions for your operating system. So you can choose from Mac, Windows XP, or Vista, Windows 7. And it comes with the scripts. And you'll see here we have an Anna Forrest Designs folder, and inside that we have these files right here. Now, if you have never installed a script by Anna Forrest before, you can just copy this whole Anna Forrest Designs folder to the correct location on your hard drive, and you will find that here in the user manual. It will tell you exactly where to copy that. It's a little bit different depending on your operating system, so you'll want to pay attention to that. These scripts do not install like standard scripts go in Photoshop CS in the preset area, so pay close attention to where they do need to go right here by reading this user manual. If you already have some scripts installed from Anna, you will already have an Anna Forrest Designs folder in the right location, and in that case just select these two files here and copy them into that folder. And I suggest that you bookmark this folder. If you're a big fan of Anna's designs or mine, we will both have a folder that's in this correct location, and for me I just bookmark them by dragging them into my dock, and then I can get to them very quickly when I want to install new scripts. And let's open up this user manual. I want to show you a couple of things in here. We have a description here. Let's scroll down. It talks about installing them. So there are a few things that you'll need to do, and the first one is to prepare your photos ahead of time. So you can resize them to about the size that you want to use them on the page. You can also leave them as they are. If you do, it'll just take a little bit longer. If you have photos that are not cropped the way you want them, you may want to crop them in advance. For example, if you have a horizontal photo but you want to use a vertical crop on it, you might want to crop it in advance so that the script can recognize that it's going to be a vertical image. Now, once you've got all your photos ready, you're going to want to break them into folders by the layout that you're doing, and I'll show you in a minute how I've done that with my sample. The second thing you're going to want to do is create your quick pages, or take your quick pages and add the required layers to them. Now the way this script works is it will use your journaling layer to add your journaling, it's going to use your title layer to add your title, and it's going to look for any layers that are named photo and place your photos clipped to those layers. So if you're using a quick page, you're going to need to open it up, add those three things, and save it as a TIFF or a PSD. Now you can also use this with templates. It will work with them. Just be careful that you don't have a lot of extra layers named photo, like photo shadow or photo stroke, things like that, that may try to trick Photoshop into clipping photos to those. So those are the basics. If you come down here, it explains the things that you need in your quick page. For example, here you need a photo area. It must be named photo. It must contain the word photo. You need a title layer, and that's a text layer. It must contain the word title. And a journaling layer, and it must contain the word journal. And by that I mean the layer name must contain that in it. And then you're just going to run the script, and what the script is going to do is compare how many layouts you have with the quick pages that you've prepared. It's going to look at how many photos are on each page, and then it's going to assemble them, add your journaling and your title. So let's take a look over here at how I have set this up. I've set up three folders. The first one is my quick pages, and if I open that up, you'll see here that I have already prepared several quick pages to choose from. Let me open one of those up in Photoshop. And you'll see here that I have a photo layer, a journaling layer, and a title layer. And in this particular one, because this quick page did not leave an opening here for the photo, I have place my photo on top of it, but in most cases you'll see that photo layer behind the quick page. Let's open one more. You'll see in this particular case, this quick page has two photos, so I have two layers named photo. They can be named exactly the same, or you can have them named photo 1, photo 2. As long as they contain the word photo there, they can be recognized. So that's how we've set up our quick pages. And let me show you real quick too. The other part of this set is a set of actions that I created to go along with this set of scripts. And if I load that here into Photoshop, and you'll see I've opened up my quick page, and this is a standard PNG quick page, and it just has one layer in it. So in order to prepare this quick page for the scripts, we need to add the photo layer, the journaling layer, and the title layer, and that's what these actions are going to do. Now you have a choice between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 photos, and then you have an add photo option as well. The original 1 through 10 are going to add the title and journaling layers in addition to the photos, whereas the add 1, add 3, add 5 are just going to add a number of photos to your page. So in this case, we're going to pick the one pick action and press play. The first thing this action is going to do is place a white box here on your canvas, and you can simply rotate and position that so that it falls where the photo opening is. And when you're happy with it, press enter. It's going to be named appropriately, and then we're going to be presented with a title box. Now you can resize this title. You can hold down your Command or Control key, click and drag it, and just double click or press enter to apply it. And then we're going to do the same thing with our journaling layer. And then again, if you hold down your Command or Control Option key, you can click to move it. You can also change the size before you've even applied it. So you could change the size real small here and then press enter to apply it. Then you're going to be prompted to save it as a TIFF file. So I'm going to go ahead and save that into my Quick Pages folder. Now at this point, if you didn't like how your title and journaling were positioned, you can still change them. So I'm going to go to my title layer, make it white here. I'm going to size it a little bit smaller, move it over, and just like that, I'm going to leave it there. And now when the action or the script's finished running, you'll still be able to edit those as well. So you'll see here in our layers panel, we now have our journaling layer, our title layer, and our photo layer. We can save that and close it. I'm going to do it one more time on a 3-pick layout, and actually I'm just going to run the 2-pick action so that I can show you the add one later. So let's just press play. Now I suggest when you resize your boxes that you work from the bottom up, and that's because your photos will overlap each other a little bit in some cases. So try to look at the design and find the bottommost photo. And if you click on one of the corners, in most versions of Photoshop and Elements, you can resize that box to be any shape you want out of proportion. So it doesn't have to be the rectangle shape that it started out with. You can make it square or vertical or whatever by just not holding in the shift key. Now in the most recent versions of Elements, it's actually the opposite. You have to hold in the shift key if you don't want it to be constrained. So I'm going to press enter to apply that one. I get the next one. Let's go over here. You can rotate by simply clicking outside of that box and match up the angle of your image. Press enter. Here I'm going to get my title, my journaling, and be prompted to save it. Now I'm going to leave that right like that. You'll see I have one more opening because I only chose the 2-pick action. So in this case, all I need to do is add one. So I'm going to choose the add one action and press play. And here we are. Resize that. Now with the add one action, it's going to put that layer on top of whatever layer you were previously working on. So you may need to bump that back behind the quick page. Alright, so this is done. I just need to save it and close out of it. So those are the Album Builder prep actions. So now that you've got your quick pages all set up, they all have the required layers, let's look at our photos. I've set up this picture photo, or this picture folder, and inside I have one folder for every layout that I want to create. The title of each folder is going to become the title of your layout. And let's open one and take a look. In this particular layout, I have added my journaling to a text file called journal.txt, and that file needs to be named that. And you'll see when I open it up, there's my journaling in there. And then I have two photos that I want to use on that layout, and so those are included in that folder. And let's open up these other ones, and they're set up the same way. I have my journaling in a text file and two photos. In this one, journaling in a text file and three photos. In this case, I have some vertical and horizontal ones. And then finally, my last layout here. So that is how I've set up my layouts here. And as an aside, this method works super well with Katie the Scrapbook Lady's power scrapping method. So you might want to go over to her blog and check that out. This system will work incredible with that. And it is also perfect for situations where you have a ton of photos that you want to put into a single album using a big quick page set like a wedding album or a baby's first album, something like that. And you can just plop all the pages in here, throw your photos in them, add a little journaling and a title, and you are ready to run and let Photoshop do all the hard work. So the final folder over here is my layouts folder. Right now this one's empty, but that is where Photoshop is going to save the layouts when it's done. Let's go watch Photoshop do its magic. So in Photoshop, I have installed the Album Builder action, and that's right here. And I'm just going to press play. Now that action is going to go find that script that we installed and pull up this dialog box right here. And you'll see here that we have some settings that we need to choose. The first one is the location of our photos. So just click on that box and select the photos folder where you put your photos. In my case, this was 2012 pics. The next one is where you've put your templates or your quick pages, and in my case that's 2012 quick pages. In the next checkbox, allow reuse of the same template consecutively. And that means if you are doing an album with 20 pages, but you only have 10 quick pages to choose from, do you want to allow Photoshop to reuse the same exact page next to the same exact page? In most of the cases, that's probably going to be a no, so you'll probably want to leave that unchecked. But depending on the number of quick pages and templates you have, you may want to allow Photoshop to do that. The next option is the layer name, and for this you have includes keyword or matches keyword exactly. And what this option is is for the layer names. For example, if your layer name is photo 1, photo 2, photo 3, photo 4, you want to choose includes keyword. If all your photos are named photo, if all your layers are named photo because you've used the album prep action, you can choose matches keyword exactly. This setting will help Photoshop to be a little bit more exact in how it clips the photos. So I usually choose exactly matches keyword, and I make sure that my layers are named exactly photo, journaling, title. The next one, template selection. You have two preferences here. One is telling Photoshop to choose the correct orientation. So in that case, Photoshop will look through your quick pages and templates and match up your vertical or horizontal pictures with that particular opening. The other option is the exact number of photos. In my case, I care more that the photos are placed on the page than the way they're cropped, and so I'm going to choose exact number of photo positions because I want all 3 of my photos to show up on my page, not just 2 of them. If you're using a template instead of a quick page, and you can add and remove photos from your template and move things around a little bit more, you might want to choose correct orientation because it will try to match up your vertical, horizontal, and square images a little bit better. But for now, I'm going to use exact number of photos. Finally here, we need to choose to save it, a save location, and mine's going into the layouts folder I showed you earlier. And then we can choose here between a PDF and a TIFF, and I always like my layered files to be saved here as TIFF, so I will choose that. And we're going to click OK. And then here is where Photoshop is going to do its thing. You'll watch it as it opens up and analyzes each of the template quick pages that we have set up. And then you're going to watch it open your layouts, open the photos, open the journaling and the title, and put them all in place. So let's just watch as Photoshop does all that hard work for us. That's it. Just like that, Photoshop has taken everything we've set up and created our layouts for us. And from here, you'll see all my layers are left intact, so I can go ahead and change these fonts and adjust the positioning for the journaling. But in each case here, we have a layout that only needs a little bit more tweaking, and it's ready to go. And now if we go over to our desktop, we open up our layouts folder, and there we go. That's where they're saved. So if you have a ton of photos to scrap into a quick album, this is going to make it super fast if you just take the time to do a little bit of prep work, organize your photos in your journaling, and set your quick pages up. I hope this tutorial has been helpful, and I hope you enjoy scrapping your albums with the Album Builder. Thanks for watching.